question is, what's your recommendation on how much time per day one should practice your exercises in order to heal scoliosis and postural issues? That's a great question. And every one of my clients, I try to talk with them about the issue of how much to practice. That's where people misunderstand what we're doing. It's not like the room is dark and you just need to go flip that light switch and you flip a switch and the problem is solved. It's not that way. The problem is your brain has a deep, deep habit of holding you in these ways. You've got to practice enough to make a new habit where you're not so stuck in that problem. It's like your ship is drifted into dangerous waters, too close to the rocky shore. Your ship is scraping the bottom. Plus there's the wind and the current and the tide that's pushing you relentlessly to the shore. So what does it take to make the change? Well, you've got to navigate your ship out to safe waters. You've got to get ahead of your problem. You have to dive in, because it took me really diving in for me to completely solve my problem. I had a real pain problem. So what I recommend for practicing is this. It's the often-ness of the practice. People who practice 1 hour at the end of the day, they were in their tension all day. And then at the end of the day, yeah, they got out of it before bed and they made a good change so they could be resting, muscles could rest at night and recover. That's good. But what if you spread out your practice throughout the day? So it's 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. You're waiting for someone, you're waiting for your wife to get ready. Lie down on the floor. You're on the phone with your daughter. Can you just do some somatics while you're talking on the phone? So at least you're practicing. The middle of the night, can you find the place that doesn't know how to breathe and just only breathe with that place? Can you teach your brain that these constricted places that are offline, that are forgotten, that we're disassociated from is easy breathing space? Can you reintegrate those? Can you reassociate with those places? That's what we're trying to do. Find some seated movements, find some standing movements, practice your somatics while you're walking. In the car, I have 6 videos, steering wheel somatics, and there's another old one that's actually pretty good for riding in the car, somatics for commuters. Are you still relaxed from the last time that you practiced? Maybe you don't need to practice so much, but if every time you lie down, you're in the grip of it, you're in the grip of the stress tensions, which are symmetrical front and back, you're in the grip of all your asymmetrical patterns that your system has learned for all the different reasons. It has gotten good at it and holds you in that, and that's the way it runs you. Well, if you lie down and you're back in it, well, what if you practiced a little bit more so that you practiced enough so you could lay down a new habit? Because all it takes to make a new habit and replace the old habit is to have a gentle repetition. You've got to replace the old habit. Your nervous system has been running like a record needle. It's been skipping in that groove. Well, that groove is worn deep and the needle will keep falling into it. People want the light switch. They just want it to be gone forever. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. This is a maintenance. A cat practices about 40 times a day. It does these yawning contractions, pandiculations. Our nervous system learns better than a cat, so we have to pandiculate in a different way for maximum effectiveness, in a way that we really teach our nervous systems, because our nervous systems learned our patterns. Cats enjoy their somatics practice. They enjoy their pandiculations. It feels so good. Practice in a way that feels good. Make your system curious and enjoy the process of practicing, whether it's the intellectual aspect of paying attention to the control, giving your system sort of a riddle that it enjoys solving with these movements, or can you just make it sensually pleasurable? Pleasurable effort, pleasurable relax. If you want to be supple like a cat, you got to practice often. It's a maintenance. People want the light switch. They want 10 minutes a day. No way. That will not work. It will not work. If the shit is hitting the fan and you're having a really tough time in life, you're going to need to practice a lot. And some days you might see, if you're having a very relaxed day, a calm day, you don't fall into it. You don't need to practice so much. Practice a lot. Seated, standing, out for a walk, lying in bed in the middle of the night. Move the torso. It's the torso. Forget the extremities. Don't waste your time on anything that isn't addressing the root of the problem. And you can free yourself. I really believe that. You can free yourself. And I've given it to you right here on YouTube. Start at the Begin Here playlist. Work from the top down. If you have a lot of asymmetry in your discomfort patterns, Work from the top down on my asymmetry playlist. If you're stuck in depressive posture and hunched over, do those playlists. You just have to practice. And one more thing about practice, you've got to practice often. I'm Eric Cooper, InspireSomatics.com, and EricCooperSomatics.com. Thank you very much for watching today. Blessings on your journey.